Okay, so we finally get to see Miroku and Sango, and guys, I think their daughter's dead. Hi guys, my name is Maria Park, and this is Approach to Nerd. And in this episode, we are reviewing Yashahime episode 13, entitled "The Delicious Feudal Monks." And the reason this is called the Delicious Feudal Monks is because basically one of the four apparels, Totetsu, has taken it upon himself to make all of the monks and Shinto priests his personal snacks. He makes a comment that he's looking for the perfect, like, tasting monk like Sanzo. And when he said that, at first I thought he was talking about Genjo Sanzo from like Sayuki, but whatever. But anyway, he's on this path, and that is how we get introduced to Miroku. Kohaku sends Hisue, who is not a big supporter of Miroku, to protect his father, who is living in the mountains and training. He's doing his 1,000-day training. He's been gone for about 2 years now, trying to increase his divine powers. Toa and Setsuna go with him. And something interesting is we get like a kind of side scene of Sango at Memorial Tower, and she's praying. And at first I'm thinking, okay, she's praying to her and Kawaku's dad's grave. Makes sense. But then I realized throughout this entire episode something odd was going on. And that is that Sango and Miroku have three children. They have Gyokuto, Kinu, and then their Hisue. And Hisue is the baby. In this episode, when we first get to Miroku, he's introduced as the father of Gyokuto and Hisue. They do not mention Kinu at all. So I think that Sango is at Memorial Tower because of her daughter. Something happened and Gyokuto's twin, I believe, was killed. Messed up. That is messed up. We still don't know what happened. We still don't know if that's even true. I mean, she could be missing. She could be wherever Inuyasha and Kagome and wherever are. I don't know, but I feel like that grave is their daughter. And that is messed up. And that also tells me that maybe why Miroku is training, because when they go to Miroku's, at first Hisue doesn't really pay much attention to his dad. He feels like his dad's a coward. He's leaving, Koaku and him to risk their lives to fight demons while he's just up in the mountains doing nothing, being a bum, basically. Gokuto's there, and she's actually a supporter of her father. But while they're up there, Miroku does tell the girls at some point that he faced a powerful demon and that he was shown his own weakness, which tells me that his kid was killed. I mean, what more powerful a message of how weak you are and not being able to protect one of your children. So I think that is why he's training so hard. And I don't know if that caused some problems with Sango and him, because when Gyokuto is going to bring supplies to him and visit her father, she asks Sango, is there anything that you want me to tell father? And she's like, no, not particularly. So I don't know if she blames him for Kinu dying. I don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions. I actually have more questions even with this little bit of knowledge than before. So yeah. Something else interesting is that Miroku was very surprised that A, Setsuna is now a demon slayer, and B, that she doesn't remember anything. He's like, you don't remember. And she's like, no. And he's like, well, that's another path basically you can take. And I'm like, what? So interesting. So yeah, simultaneously, poor Maroha, she chose to protect a monk opposite the village, or in another area basically. And she's sitting there like happy that especially when she runs into the other demon slayers, and they're like, well, we'll just go south since you're gonna be here. And she's like, well, I'm definitely at the monk that's gonna be targeted because I have the most divine monk, blah blah blah. And then you see Totetsu just fly right over her. It's like, didn't give a damn about that monk. And I think, of course, so Moroha once again was the comedy relief and the one we felt sorry for in this episode. Okay, so basically Totetsu, true to form, he chooses Miroku as the person that he wants to devour because I guess he's close to Sanzo. And so he goes basically to go eat Miroku. And Hisue, Toa, and Setsuna have to protect him. And Moroku helps them fight, basically. Long story short, with this battle, Setsuna is revealed to have poison in her body. Now, she has the poison demon claw. Now, if you remember, Sesshomaru had a poison claw called a poison cluster, I believe it was called. What was the Japanese? Dokaso, I think it was called. And so it was basically, he was able to take out his enemies, melt them, whatever, with that claw. Well, Setsuna sticks her claw right into Totetsu's mouth, and he's not happy about it. But what's interesting to me is that Moroku unsealed Setsuna, and Setsuna was the one that asked him to unseal. Now, she did remember a little bit prior to that about Moroku, because she says, oh, he's that monk Moroku, very powerful Buddhist. So she does remember having interaction with him, obviously, because he sealed her. He sealed her demon, or her poisonous demon blood, and it prevents her from becoming half demon. And that now we know why she can't become half demon in this world so far in the feudal era. It's because she inherited this poisonous blood throughout her body, and it actually prevents her from controlling the power. So she apparently uses this unsealing with Moroku to help save his life, because for once Toa was not OP. She was not able to just randomly out of nowhere take Totetsu out. So they were not doing well. And so then she got unsealed and used her half demon powers, and voila. They didn't kill him, but he took off and ran away. Side note, Totetsu does have a rainbow pearl. It looks like the orange one. We see it for a minute. He's talking to it, but we really don't see anything else from it after that. But yeah, so Setsuna gets resealed, and when she gets resealed after the fight, this is what caught my attention, and I actually put it on my phone because I wanted to make sure I said it right. So there is a weird sealing incantation that Moroku does, and it goes like this. I'm meeting an Arat, slay the Arat. I'm meeting your parents, slay your parents. Know that the light to your path lays there. What? I feel like this is like a foreboding thing. It's like a precog moment where it's like, all right, this is how you're going to survive. Kill your mommy and daddy. I don't know if that is what's actually happening, but that was very oddly weird and specific. So, hence my questions. Do the girls have to kill their parents? At least do Setsuna and Toa have to kill Sesshomaru and Rin in order for everything to go back to normal? Is that Moroku's way of saying it? That's just such a weird incantation to say to someone when you're stealing their demon, their demon poison blood. But yeah, interesting episode. I also love the fact that the last scene we get from Sango is when Hisue basically is accepting his father, is actually badass, and goes to see his mother. And she's like, oh, I'm making these COVID masks for you. I'm just joking. It's like too soon. She was making protective masks for the demon slayers, and asked Hisue to give him to Kohaku. And she asked if everything is okay. And he's like, yeah, basically everything's fine. But it's interesting. It is interesting. So Sango and Moroku are very much alive. We have no idea 100% what happened to Kinu. Is she dead? Is she alive? I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird that they only mention Gyokoto and Hisue. It makes no sense. We know that another 4-pillar Totetsu is running around with another rainbow pearl. We haven't really seen Korinmaru or anything of Sesshomaru, or even the tree at this point. But I did say that at the midpoint of this season, we were going to start getting more clarity on what happened with the OG cast. So I kind of feel like this is the beginning. In the next episode preview, it looks like we see the person responsible for the forest fire that separated Toa and Setsuna. So we're getting closer now to what actually is going on. And I am subscribed and I am here for it. I don't know. Now I have so many questions. But my theory is that Kinu was killed in whatever went down with everybody in the past, and Moroku and Sango are not together, or if they are together, there's definitely a wedge in between them, where Moroku felt the need to go off for 2.5 years, to go a little bit more than 2.5 years, to go train to increase his divine powers. And Sango, who hasn't seen her husband in all this time, apparently isn't going to see him. At least they're implying that, she's not going up to see him, and has no messages for him. And I don't know if she blames him for Kinu's death. He definitely, if she's dead, he definitely blames himself. And that's why he's training so hard. That is my theory. And I need to know, I really need to know what it is that Setsuna is not remembering. Because he specifically asked Setsuna, you don't remember. And then he looks at Toa and says, oh, you must be the older sister, basically. So he knows what the hell, or who the hell they are, and everything that went down, and he didn't say one word. And it's like, why didn't you say it? Why didn't you say exposition-wise? Oh yeah, remember when blah, 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 blah happened? So us, the audience, would know. But no, we need to be kept in the dark along with the girls, apparently. But again, I love the series. I just need it to get a little bit faster, but outside of that, good episode. Cannot wait for episode 14, but that is my opinion. I want to know what you guys think, so please leave me a comment below and let me know. And if you would like to sign up for jury duty, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to know who's next on the nerd bell, hit the notification bell. Until next time, I can't wait for you to approach the nerd. Bye guys.
Thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate it, but hey, the party doesn't have to stop now. Click on one of these videos and keep it going.